Hello everybody, my name is Dylan Spieg. Let's paint together. So we're starting with this plain 8" by 8" canvas, and we're going to paint the whole thing black with acrylic paint. And we take a fan brush with some white paint on it. We're going to just kind of dab it around like this. Just dab it around. Just a little bit of white. White paint. I want to kind of get the center of that a little bit whiter and kind of thin it out towards the edges. Now we're going to take a really thin black brush. We're going to just make one line kind of through the center. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just make a couple more of those. Some branches. Yes, I didn't really let it dry too much before I started going over top of it. The acrylic dries pretty quick. Just tap it in over there, kind of get the feel of some leaves. Notice right now I'm just using black and white. Second tree next to it. Do a third tree. Add in some branches. I find this very relaxing. Add a little bit of gray to it. As it gets away from the light source, I'm going to make these trees a little more gray. And then add a little bit more gray. So the one in the center is going to look more black, and as they go out towards the edges, they get a little more, like a little bit more white in the gray. This is going to give us a little bit of maybe a sun peeking through the trees effect. You can make these trees whatever size you want, obviously. Just put in some, give a little bark effect by pulling sideways. I'm going to put in some leaves. Then I want to dot in some white over top of the center gray. I'm going to kind of copy the look of like a sun being obscured by leaves. Now we're going to put some white in there at the bottom, like it's sun shining on some flowers and leaves that are on the floor of the forest. Just tap in with a fan brush. We'll add in some thicker foliage. I like an old, messed up fan brush is great if I get some sort of random foliage. Once again, all I'm using is black and white on this so far. And we're going to start adding in some color, so I'm using a real light green. adding in over top of it. I let it dry for a few minutes before I started doing this. It doesn't have to be all the way dry, but this acrylic paint dries pretty quick. You can also just use a hairdryer if you want to. I make the leaves up at the top and the canopy a little darker green. Some black in just to keep the contrast going underneath the leaves, like they're blocking the sun from underneath there. And a little bit of shadow that would be thrown by the trees from that sun peeking through there. Let it dry for a few minutes. I come in, I add some, add almost like a faux birch kind of look to the bark of the tree with some short side strokes. Sapling back here. It's always good to have some depth. You want to create something that somebody can look at for a while and you feel like you can just dive into the painting. Light peeking out, but behind the leaves, and then some bark on those trees. So just pull it a little bit, pull the paint. Just really get some light coming through there. Some tiny trees. Now I'm going to add some cadmium yellow. Just some cheap craft green paint. Some Podge to kind of thin it down, give it a little more translucent look. Poured way too much. That's why this table looks the way that it does. So sloppy. Now we're going to make it's like a green, just a mix. You want to put a lot of Mod Podge in there. You can use any sort of gloss medium or gel medium. You want to just thin it down, and we're going to give it a little wash of green to just give the whole thing, you know, a nice green color. Keep it thin, keep it light. That way it just has like a green light to it. Really make it look like more like a forest. Then we just take that and thin it down. Just make sure we spread it real good. Let's add a little bit more yellow. Take some yellow after it dried for a little bit, and I'm going to put on top of the little things that are growing on the forest floor. We'll just put the sun hitting the top of them, so we just kind of just dot in a little bit. We're leaving the areas behind the trees to show shadow that would be coming from our light source in the center and the back. almost like an explosion of light. So making sure we got the foliage that's behind the trees in shadow. Then I'm going to use some of these Posca acrylic markers. Get some thin Posca markers. I really like these a lot. You want to really put a nice thin line, but you could use a super thin brush as well. You don't have to go get Posca pens, but I really like them. So these are Posca acrylic markers. I buy a whole set, and then here using a white one. It's really invaluable. Putting in some twigs that, you know, up towards the top would catch some light from the sun. Then I'm going to put like a white edge on a lot of for whatever side is facing the sun on these trees. Some more white to come in. Normally I would have put those in first, but yeah, see. Okay, then I'm going to go in and I'm putting some grass in with a kind of a, you know, a darker green as I go back away, deeper into the forest. Just kind of put some highlights in there, just some grass. Then I'm putting in some trees. Then putting in some leaves. I like that one a lot. And I got this kind of army green one. It's not necessary, but like this kind of olive green. I like to put as many different kind of greens in there. The human eye can see a lot of different greens. So I like to add a variety, makes it a little more natural. We got some raw umber. Now I'm going to put in a big old tree right in the foreground. That's right, that was all background, folks. So you really got to just make your move. Now that's all dry, put something right up there in the foreground. So I do it with the raw umber. So put a little fork in it. Put as many limbs as you want. Put a couple thin branches. Just gotta make it look a little more natural to add some interest. I should probably change my water, but I'm having way too much fun. And now I'm going to add a little bit of black to the. Just put the center black. Then leave the edges kind of brown, so it looks like it's in the shadow, like you're saying, like that sun is blocking the tree, but the tree's blocking the sun, sorry. And we're gonna make it look like the sun's still trying to peek around the edges of this tree. Use a darker brown. I don't really wait for it to dry, just kind of like all those colors to kind of mix together. I'm just going over the center. So far, I'm liking this. I'm going to go back in with the lighter brown. Just kind of add in some, just to make it look a little more round, not so flat. Go around the edges. Gnarl it up a little bit. Come back in with the darker brown. Come in with that lighter brown. I come around and I want to add a little hole in the tree right there, a little knot, where maybe a branch fell off before, just to add a little bit of interest. So I'm kind of putting the lighter brown around the edges to kind of make it look a little rounder. And I'm mixing in some, get some of that light green, and I'm adding that back in there just to kind of keep it. I add a lot of translucent layers as I go, so I'm adding in a little bit of translucent green with the Podge in there, just to kind of green that up around there. Okay, now I'm going back in with some light brown, almost an orange. Putting it around the edges to make it look like the sun was really trying to burst through that tree. Reestablish the hole in the side of the tree, and then I'm going to put in some more shadow. Really pull the tree forward from all the stuff in the back. Then I add some more translucent green to the background. It's going to dry a little bit. I'm going to get some yellow paint. I'm going to add some yellow up in between, yellow and green. Put some more leaves in there up at the top. It's a pretty fun little assignment. I give these out as gifts a lot. I find it very relaxing. Kind of put them in front of the tree. Okay, now I've let it dry a little bit. Now I want to take some pink Posca pen. And you have to really tap it to get the paint going. And that one didn't work. This purple one should work. So I am adding in some purple flowers. one. We're gonna put around the edge, I'm gonna put like some red. Actually, that's an orange. Okay. So we're gonna put this kind of warm color coming, peeking around the corners. It's gonna make our tree pop out a little bit more. But also it'll make it look like that the warmth from the sun is kind of trying to come through. And we're just gonna put a couple lines in there to show like bark. Gonna put it around the black on the hole that was created for that limb that fell off. We're gonna go in with a yellow, so that'll be like the sun's really kind of. We'll put that right along the edge. That'll make it look like the sun's really bright back there. Just some highlights. Let's put like just some just show a little bit of bark. Sides. Yeah, I like kind of nitpicking at it. Now I'm gonna take the black. I'm gonna add in some more of the bark texture. Just putting in some lines. And then I'm gonna throw in some black, like grass behind the trees to make it look like it's like the shadows being thrown off there. And throw a couple twigs on that tree. Okay, let it dry a little bit. Okay, put a little bit more of the bark. If we put more texture on this tree, it'll really bring it forward. Establish that it'll make the sun really look like it's really trying to get through there. Okay, got another pink. Will not be undaunted. So I take this pink Posca pen. I just put stuff like some flowers in there. Just kind of making it up. Then I take my pen, the Posca pen, I'm going to put a line through the back, then add a couple of dots on either side and make a vine. It's kind of growing behind the big tree in the front. I just put a line with some little circles next to it. Put yellow highlights on it. The sun's just hitting it. Just add some depth. And I'm going to add some. Like the sun is really hidden over there. It's the less blockage. That's why I'm putting some white highlights in there. Put a couple of white highlights around the tree. Just around the edges of the branches. In there. That'll make it look like the sun's kind of hitting it at a certain angle. couple of white highlights. Some white flowers. A little bit more yellow. Can't leave it alone. So now I'm going around a couple of the leaves and I'm putting some yellow highlights on the leaves. The sun, so it looks like the sun's kind of hitting it. So I'm just going around the edges of some of the leaves that I made. I'm making like kind of a tree line again with some yellow grass. And then I throw in some black grass. I'm kind of putting in a shadow behind this tree back here. Just add a little definition. I'll put some black around a couple of the leaves just to put some, kind of give them a little more shape. Posca pen. Obviously, I can't stop messing with this. Okay, so now I'm going to add a few more yellow highlights on the leaves. Really create a world. There's so many colors of leaves. And some a little bit more grass. That I finally got a pink Posca pen that works. I'm going to go to town. Just put some flowers in there. I just want to try to create a space that looks like it'd be nice to visit for a day. And there you have it. That's how I would paint this kind of fantasy tree. There it is, dry.